Seems black. There we go.
Hi, Affordable Armory. Look at you being punctual. Well, welcome to Jenny J 1911 Tuesday night hangout with the crew. We have a couple of viewers on so far, so we'll give it a few minutes and we'll wait and see who shows up. Went with a little earlier time tonight. We're supposed to be getting some storms here tomorrow in Missouri, and they look nasty. So, yeah. We're thinking an early bedtime is in order tonight, just in case we have a lot of stuff to have to deal with tomorrow. So, let's see. David Hogg needed judging. I don't know what that means. I feel like I'm missing something. Critter, please explain. You know what, Affordable Armory, I am so impressed that you actually rushed home from class to be here. That's really cool. That's makes me feel special. So thank you. Wayne Mail, good to see you. Thanks for joining. We're getting a few more people popping up here. I have a story that I cannot wait to tell you guys. But I'll wait a couple minutes. So we'll kind of bait you right there a little bit. I'll wait a couple minutes to tell the story. So Roland made it. Nice. And Reese is here. You know what, Reese? You are not tardy. You are fashionably late. And there's nothing wrong with being fashionably late to a J Crew Tuesday night hangout. So all is forgiven. Now, if you were one of my students, I would ask where your tardy pass was at, but you're not, so I will not. Let's see. Oh, the anti-gun teenager from Florida. Okay. Oh, all right. Hi, Steven. Good to see you. I have my cup here. My cups are ready to be picked up. I finally got the email today. The gentleman, my engraver, actually has been sick for a few days, and so he was not able to get into the store to get the cups finished, and he was sick over the weekend, so he's back now. And so he emailed me today and said, okay, the cups are ready to be picked up. So now everybody who's ordered a cup will be getting their cup. So yay for that. And if you have not ordered a cup yet and you want a cup, please email me at jennyj1911@usa.com, and we will make arrangements for you. Of course, I'm looking into obviously a better system to be able to get merchandise out to people. It's all still new to me, so you'll have to bear with me. You guys are all like my grassroots group here, and very, very much appreciated all of your patience and tolerance as we get all these kinks and bugs worked out. So let's see. On time is late. Yeah. Reese, I do agree with you. And actually my husband is the same way. We do not do late. We don't do late in this house. So get there early. Always get there early. If I go to a band concert for one of my kids or a choir concert, get there at least, 15, 20 minutes early. Make sure you get a decent seat. You cannot just walk in right as something's starting. So I don't like doing that. I do like having my choice of seating. So, hey, Boogie Nights, good to see you. Thanks for joining. So I guess the first thing I'm going to get into is just a little incident that cracked me up today. So, as you all know, we reload our own ammo. We do like to have factory ammo to keep loaded in our magazines, just for some defense ammo that we keep, ready to go. And so I needed to get another box of 9mm defense ammo. So I went out to Cabela's tonight. And when I got there, I had both of my daughters with me. My 18-year-old and my 15-year-old daughters were both with me. And so, we three girls walk into Cabela's. I had my Hellcat Pro on my waist, obviously under my shirt, so it was concealed, but I had it on. And my kids always make fun of me because they're like, it doesn't matter, people can see that you have a lump there. People know that you're going to have a gun there. So they always tease me about it. But anyway, we go into Cabela's. I knew exactly what ammo I wanted and exactly what shelf it was located on. So we walk straight over. We were standing in front of the shelf for maybe 30 seconds. And there is a lovely gentleman standing over there in his Cabela's uniform, standing at an end cap, fixing boxes of stuff and straightening things up. And he kind of turns and looks at us. And, I'm like, okay, looking. I'm like, yep, that's the one I need. So I grabbed it off the shelf. I just popped the end open just to make sure, I like to do a visual check. Like, yes, that's the same little styrofoam box that it always comes in. And I closed the lid back up, the end of the box. And he kind of keeps looking at us. And I thought, oh, he probably thinks I'm trying to steal ammo or something. And so as we kind of take a step back from the shelf, now, mind you, we'd been there for maybe 30 seconds. We take a step back from the shelf and he kind of comes toward us and he says, well, you ladies look like your eyes are completely glazed over by all this. So do you need some help? And I thought, oh, it's because I'm a girl. So I said, no, I knew exactly what I needed. I've got it right here. And he said, well, you looked maybe like you were a little overwhelmed. If you need something, just let me know. And I thought, how did I look like I was overwhelmed? I was standing here for 30 seconds and grabbed exactly what I needed off the shelf. But he was just trying to be helpful. And so I said, oh, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. I reload, so I know exactly what I need when I come to the store, and it's all good, but I appreciate your help. And he said, well, you wouldn't believe how many people come out here and they're just so confused by this. And I thought, if I were a guy standing in front of this shelf for 20 minutes, he probably would not have batted an eye. But because I was a girl standing in front of this shelf for 30 seconds, he thought I needed help. So guys, most of my subscribers and my viewers are men. And we were walking out to the car and my girls were like, it's just because we were girls. That's the only reason he did that. It's just because we were girls. They said, that's just what guys automatically assume. And I said, not all guys, because I can guarantee you that all of the people on my channel, all of my subscribers who are predominantly male, none of them would make that assumption. None of them would assume that just because I'm a girl looking at ammo that I'm going to need help. So I did think it was cute because he was just trying to be helpful. And I'm sure that there are lots and lots of women and men that go out there and are completely confused and they have no idea what they're looking for. So it just gave me a little giggle for the day. So he is being very sweet. All right. So I'm going to go to some comments here and just see. I talked for a long time and did not get to read all my comments. So let's see. Critter 15 minutes early is late. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess that's military life for you, right, Critter? Let's see. Michael. Yes, Michael. I hope everybody had a great weekend too. And I know I had great range time this weekend. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And we are heading back up to Passau this next weekend, do some more shooting. We're actually taking the kids with us. So it was really incredible this last weekend. We walked in, and we're members at this range. We drove in and there was nobody there. There were maybe a couple of shooters on one of the rifle ranges, but as far as the pistol ranges, they have a 22 range, and they the range with the steel plates where we went to shoot all the other stuff, there was nobody there. And a couple of times there would be like a truck that drove by, like they were kind of looking to see if the range was open. Now, obviously, we can share a range. There are multiple stations there, so that would have been fine. But we never, ever shared a range with anybody. So it was deserted. So this next weekend, we're going to take a picnic up with us and just make a day of it. And I don't know. It sounds like a lot of fun. The weather should be decent. It's supposed to be like mid to high 50s. So should be a lot of fun. As long as the sun's out, I'll be happy. So let's see. Reese, you ask a great question. You're curious how I like the trigger on my Hellcat Pro. The wide trigger safety blade's a little odd. So Reese, I have to tell you, that is the one thing that I've had to adjust to the most, is the trigger on the Hellcat Pro, because like I said before, it is not a 1911 trigger, and 1911 triggers are mostly what I shoot. So, and it's not even like, it's not the same as like any of our Ruger Mark triggers. Like it's different. Yeah. And it's a very different feel to have to get used to. I also have noticed that my finger placement on that trigger is a little bit different. I actually go more toward my first joint on the center of the trigger, rather than when I'm shooting other guns, I'm more toward the tip of my finger. So it's just been different, but that was just an adjustment I personally needed to make. The trigger itself works fine. I mean, it's got a very short, crisp reset, and it's really a nice trigger. It's just been different for me. So I don't mind it. I don't love it yet. I don't love just the feel of the trigger yet, but that's just because it's different for me. So that will come with time, I think. I love so much else about that gun that I'm pretty confident that I will, be fine with the trigger. And I'm fine with it now. It's just different for me. So let's see. What else do we have going on here? Joe Little is a big Shields fan. I get it. So yeah, I'm a dork. I have never been to Shields. I know, it's crazy. I've never been to Shields. The closest Shields for us is Springfield, Illinois, and that's a couple of hours away. And actually, we were kind of hoping to go there this weekend. My husband's been there a lot because he has lived in Illinois most of his life, and I have never been around a Shields. So I'm excited to go. I've heard so many great things about Shields. And he actually went to Shields this weekend, or he went a few days ago, and he saw my knife that I just got. So he said that Benchmade knife that I got, you all remember me showing you, it's got like a burgundy handle that's got like a faux wood grain on it. He said that was actually a special edition SHOT Show knife, which I didn't know. I didn't realize that. So, but they have it at Shields. They have it, I guess, on display at Shields. So I was like, cool. I have the SHOT Show knife. I had no idea. So let's see what else. Affordable Armory. Ouch. Are you talking about the ammo conversation? Let's see. ARX bullets using NAS 3 cases. Total weight is 125 grains. Okay. I will look into that critter. I'll have my secretary take notes for me. Let's see. What's your favorite EDC ammo? Roland is asking. So I've actually been using, what I have found that I really like shooting out of my Hellcat is the Winchester. It's 147 grain. I don't remember exactly what the model of it is, but I would recognize the box because I know right where it's at on the shelf. So it actually, so I ran that through my Hellcat this weekend out at the range. And just to, make sure that that gun agrees with it. And it just ran right through it like a charm. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right. And it was very comfortable for me to shoot. And, yeah, that load seemed to really work well. So, let's see. They get paid to be helpful. Yes, exactly. And, I have to say, it was a weekday. The poor guy had probably been straightening the same boxes on that end cap for who knows how long because he needed something to do. So I'm sure that, he was like, somebody to actually talk to and maybe help. So yeah, I don't blame him at all for, trying to be helpful. It was very nice of him. And of course, had I needed help, I probably wouldn't have been able to find anybody. That's just how it usually seems to work. So, let's see. Michael, how was the camping trip? Well, it was good. It was cold and it was a lot of fun. It was very nice. So my husband and I were just able to, it was just a weekend for the two of us. We were able to go camping without the kids, which is always we love our kids, but it's also nice to get to spend time, just the two of us. And, we are newlyweds. We actually did just get married in January. So, it was nice. We had a really nice campfire going. And funny enough, we had some interesting lot neighbors. There was a girl there from Chicago, and she had pitched her tent on the gravel right at the end of her gravel driveway right next to the street, which we thought was kind of odd. And so she parks her little Hyundai there next to her tent, and she gets down on the ground, and she's like laying on the ground, and she's got a little tiny pile of twigs. And she kept trying to light that pile of twigs, kept trying to light it. And so finally we were like, should we give her one of our fire starters? Because I make my own homemade fire starters with, dryer lint and cardboard egg cartons and Vaseline and whatnot. So anyway, my husband takes one over to her and he says, hey, here's a fire starter. And so she's like, oh, okay, thanks. And then she goes, she's like, well, okay. So she just sticks it down in her little pile of twigs and walks away from it. And so we're kind of laughing. We're like, should we have told her she needs to light it on fire to make it work? I don't know. So she was gone for a little while. She came back and she said, so what exactly do I do with the fire starter? And we were like, just light it. It'll go on its own. Just light it. So she lit it. And just then another neighbor that had a trailer there came, and they gave her a bottle of lighter fluid. They said, here you go. Here's some lighter fluid. And we thought, oh boy, this is going to be good. So she's just hosing the whole thing down with lighter fluid, and the flames kept going psh, psh, and she keeps squirting more lighter fluid, and I'm like, okay, that's enough. And mind you, her car is parked like 2 feet away from where she's building this little fire. And so I was like, something's gonna blow up, or but we thought, we're far enough back, we're just gonna we're just gonna wait, and if somebody needs help, we'll help. But finally, she got her little fire lit, and it was fun to watch. But we did have another set of neighbors that came. They were also tent camping, and they came and they had some crying, screaming children at about 10 o'clock at night, and that was a lot of fun. So we waited that out. We were actually, for us being the old fogies there, we were actually the last ones to go to bed. We stood around our campfire. We stood because it was warmer to stand next to our campfire than to be back in our chairs. But we went in our tent, and it was fine. My husband said he woke up at one point in the middle of the night and had his hand up against the tent and like the side of it, and realized his hand was numb because the tent was so cold. So he was kind of like, oh, and for him to get cold, that means it was cold. So I slept in many, many layers, including a nice big winter coat. Plus I had a sleeping bag and a wool blanket and everything else. So yeah, it was chilly, but it was fine. It was good. So let's see what else. All about yeah. That's true. Yes, the sexual discrimination, like guys walking into Joann Fabric and looking at knitting needles. That's very true. And I do knit. And, I have to say, if I saw a guy in there at Joann Fabric looking at knitting needles, I would probably wonder if he needed help. So, maybe we all do it. Let's see here. So I'm getting behind here on all my comments. Boogie Nights, the Shields in Dallas is crazy. Leave the credit card at home. I mean, I would think that's probably how it is at most Shields, right? I don't know. I can't wait. I actually can't wait to, go to a Shields sometime because I've heard so much about it. I will probably take pictures and post them somewhere and be like, hey guys, look, I finally made it to Shields. Let's see. Uncle John, good to have you here. Thank you for coming. Let's see here. Who else do we have? So Reese says his EDC ammo for the Hellcat is HST Hydroshock. Reese, what's the load on that? Cold is relative. Yes, until you're shivering and you can't ignore it anymore. Walter Bunning, I wanted to get a hold of you. Wanted to ask you a favor, Walter Bunning. So email me, Walter at jennyj1911@usa.com, please and thank you. Let's see. Oh, Michael, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been fun so far. I mean, in the time we've been married, I became a YouTuber. Who would have thought, right? I asked my husband, I said, did you ever think that, this is what we would be doing? I mean, we are reloading and making YouTube videos many nights a week, and I'm responding to lots of comments and emails, and it's becoming like just mind-blowing. So it's been so much fun, and not many people can say that as newlyweds they're doing this kind of stuff, right? So it's pretty cool. Let's see. Rookies are always fun. Yeah, exactly. Oh yes, Michael, exactly. When city dwellers moved to the country, and she was telling us later that night, she said, yeah, I just had to get out of the city. I couldn't stand all the people anymore. And she said, I just picked a place and went to it. And so that's how she ended up there. And we were like, yeah, we can understand. We'd want to get out of Chicago too. So not exactly where we would want to be right now. Yes, Reese, old fogies. I my husband's a few years older than me, and that's all we're gonna say. Let's see what else we have. Hey, Brian's Custom Canvas, good to see you. I hope your work is going well with all your gazillion employees and your busy season right now. Michael, that is a great question. And will my husband ever make a guest appearance? I have asked him to, and he likes being behind the camera much better than in front of the camera. So I don't know. I'm trying. I'm working on it. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know. I'll have to find the magic words that, convince him to be one of my special guests. And I actually asked, I have one of my pistol instructors that we take defensive pistol classes from. His name is Dennis, and we went out to the range where we do our range safety officer stuff sometimes. And we saw Dennis last night, and I said, Dennis has been watching my videos too. So when I walked in, he said, Jenny J. And I said, Dennis, you would be a great guest on my show. And he was like, no, I am too ugly to be on your show. And I was like, no, you're not. You should be on my show. He's a very, very cool guy. Really, really, really fun to take classes from. He's a wealth of information, and he's so laid back and personable. And we've just really had such a great time taking classes from him. He's actually the person we took our CCW class from. And he's the chief range safety officer out there at Gateway. Just a really, really great guy. So we're trying to convince him. Walter, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. And Affordable Armory, yes, it has become a second job. And I mean, honestly, I don't mind it. It's really fun. It's a really, really fun second job. It doesn't pay as much as an actual second job would pay, but it's really worth it to get to hang out and talk with all of these people that are just, you guys are so knowledgeable about things and so much fun to talk to, and so devoted and dedicated to this whole sport, and being proponents of the Second Amendment and increasing, I don't know, just the popularity of the sport, and inviting people in and making it more welcoming for people. You guys have all been so amazing because you've welcomed me, and you all know I'm a beginner. I'm not afraid to admit I'm a beginner, because we all start somewhere, right? And that's actually something my husband's been telling me, because we've been talking about doing competitive shooting. He's done competitive shooting. I've never done it. I would love to start. And so I've decided that what I really want to start with is, I think I would like to do center fire. I really want to get, and actually I was telling Affordable Armory this earlier. He had messaged me with a picture of the Mark IV light that he saw somewhere. He said, I know you've been looking for one of these, so here is one, and here's where you can get it. And I replied to him and I said, well, that is true. I do want one of those, but I think before I get one of those, I really want to get a CZ Shadow 2, because I would like to get that and start competing with it. And, but like I told my husband, I'm very afraid of, I don't like looking like I don't know what I'm doing. And he said, everybody is so friendly in this sport. He said, when you go do your first competition, they will walk you through it. They will be very helpful and understanding. They're gonna, make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. So I have not had any reason so far to doubt that that's true. And I love watching videos of other people competing, and it just seems like so much fun. And, I don't expect to go out there and be a master at it, but it'd just be fun. It'd be a fun, new, challenging thing to try. And, I'd really like to do that. So, all right. So let's see here. I'm just getting so behind on all my comments. Boogie Nights. Last time you went to a Shields, you ended up coming home with a SIG MPX Copperhead. What's the problem? I mean, is there something wrong with that? I don't know. I guess it depends on who you're sharing a checking account with, right? Let's see. Yes, Walter Bunning, that is so true. We are all beginners at something. That's very true. Michael is on board with the CZ. Michael, have you shot a Shadow 2? I'm just curious because I haven't gotten to shoot one yet. I would love to shoot one. So hopefully someday soon. Okay. Oh, Reese, you just got a Canik this weekend. Yeah. We shot, so actually Dennis that I was just talking about a few minutes ago, he has a Canik, and one day we were out there at the range doing our RSO stuff, and he said, hey, I have this new Canik. Do you want to try it? And so, of course, who's going to say no to trying something new? And so he gave us the gun and gave us some ammo, and off, out we went to the range, and we shot it, and we were actually really impressed. We really, really liked it. We've heard so much more. It just seems like the Canik is increasing in popularity so quickly. And, I remember a few months ago going to a gun shop here in St. Charles, and one of the guys that was there was telling us, I have a Canik and I really like it, but everybody makes fun of me for it. And he said there aren't a lot of people that, are on board with the Canik yet. And it just seems like it's snowballing, and I'm hearing so much more about the Caniks now. So that's really cool that you got one of those. And it sounds like you really enjoy it too. Is that I don't know, is that a 9? Is that a 9? I'm assuming it's a 9mm. All right. Bananas and taxes. Oh yeah, I know. I've got to do that. I have till Monday, right? So yeah. Tax time is always so much fun. Guns and Barbecue, howdy to you. Good to see you. I guess I should say, because of my cowgirl video that I posted this last weekend, because I'm a dork, when I say howdy partners, it's Jenny J 1911. And some of my students at school apparently have found my TikTok and found my YouTube. And even though I do mark everything not suitable for children, because I don't want to be, I don't want to be blamed for anything. But some of them have found this. And so they came in to school yesterday. Today's only Tuesday, right? Yeah. They came into school yesterday morning and they were like, hey, saw your cowgirl video this weekend. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's your dorky teacher. What can I say? I like dressing up. It's fun. That's why I think maybe I should do some cowboy shoots sometime, especially because I'm really getting into shooting revolvers too. So why not, right? Boogie Nights, you're broken out. Aren't we all? I think anybody who's into guns always feels like they're broke, because it's always, I'm just going to get this one more and then I'm done. I'm not going to buy any more, right? I have enough in my collection. I don't need any more. Famous last words. Oh, yes. Guns and Barbecue. Thank you so much. How did you know? Yes, so Guns and Barbecue. I hear you'll be appearing in an interview with Echo's Reloading Chamber. Looking forward to it. This has been such a crazy week already. So yes, I will be on Echo's Reloading Chamber this next Monday night. So I will push some details out for that in case you haven't watched Echoes Reloading Chamber, which I'm guessing most of you have, yeah, check it out Monday night. So I'm going to be there. And I think he said it starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time, which will be 7 o'clock my time because I'm on Central time. So yeah. So I hope that I see you guys there. I don't know if I'm going to say anything that you all don't already know about me. But he said, it's kind of going to be wherever I take the show. So it'll be fun. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really talked to Echo much. I did see where, he had talked about me a little bit on their live stream, the 1776 reloading. I don't remember. But yeah, that was where I first saw all of them, and Critter was there. Critter was talking about me, and somebody had said, and this was like within my first week or two of doing this, it was crazy. And I was just mind blown. I was like, how does anybody even know about me? And, here are these 4 guys talking about me for 20 minutes on their live stream. And Critter was one of them. And I was just like, so, I mean, my husband and I, we had to go pull it up on YouTube. We were like, no way. They probably just mentioned, oh yeah, Jenny J 1911, and then moved on. But they were like, no, oh yeah, what? She's got like a legit channel. And it was just so cool. I was like, this is made me feel really special. So thanks to them for that. But yeah, Echoes Reloading Chamber, I will be on Monday night. It'll be my first time as a guest on somebody's show. And I will hopefully have a guest on here Thursday night. That's going to be my next live stream. So make sure you tune in Thursday night. It's going to be 8:30 Central Time. So 9:30 Eastern Time. I know that's a little late for my East Coast people. Unfortunately, I have to pick my kids up from musical practice that night. So it puts me a little behind on my schedule, but I do not have school on Friday. So I figure I can stay up past my bedtime a little bit. It won't hurt me. So anyway, yeah, if you guys will tune in on Thursday night, and then you can go to Echoes Reloading Chamber Monday night and see me there, and we'll just have a good time. So let's see. MacMan 039 Reloading. Hey, good to see you. Oh, okay. So Guns and Barbecue makes Echoes thumbnails. He turned me into your channel about 2 months ago. Oh, that's so, yeah. I mean, I think I'm trying to remember it's been about 2 months since I started this. So you caught me right at the very beginning. Yeah, we know everything. It says Critter. Everything, Critter? We'll see. We'll see if I can think of something to, surprise you guys. The Rival is about 1/3 of the price of a Shadow. Make no mistake, I'm a CZ fanboy. That's good to know. Hello, it's me. Oh, good to see you. Ooh, a barbecue pulled pork sandwich. Nice. We actually had, what I have tonight? I had roast beef tonight. So it was delicious. Don't know if you've all ever heard of Lion's Choice. It's fast food. Tonight was one of those nights of running kids to multiple places and work issues to take care of and all kinds of things. So it was a very, very busy night. And so my husband and I, in between all of our running, people everywhere, we met in the middle and we went to Lion's Choice. I think that they have delicious roast beef sandwiches. Just absolutely love them. So if you've never tried Lion's Choice, you should definitely try it. So let's see. Hey, Tim, good to see you. Let's see. Oh, wow. Look at that. I'm all caught up on my comments. So yay for me. So yeah, I also posted in my announcement on YouTube today. Here's something that I got to do fun today. The FACS teacher, and for those of you that don't know, FACS is home ec. So FACS actually stands for Family and Consumer Sciences. It's what we used to call home ec when we were in school. Now they give it this big fancy term, FACS. So the FACS teacher at my school, she's a friend of mine, and she also shoots and reloads. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, she came into my room yesterday and she asked me, she said, "Hey, would you be a cupcake judge tomorrow?" Well, that's a silly question. Yeah. So she comes wheeling in today. She brings this cart into my room with cupcakes on it. And there were 7 cupcakes in this contest. And it was cute. It was just like Cupcake Wars, if you've ever seen that, or any of those other equivalent shows. And they were all Easter themed. So, lots of little like cupcakes with like little bunny butts and stuff sticking up off them. One of them had, somebody had taken marshmallows and like made bunny ears, and it was just so adorable. So, of course, my 6th graders just went crazy because these cupcakes were made by high schoolers, like the high schoolers in our building. And my 6th graders were like, "Oh my gosh, we want cupcakes too." And so it was so funny. I, had my little score sheet I had to fill out. There were like 6 or 7 categories that I had to fill out, as far as like texture and taste and appearance and all of the things that go into a great cupcake. And so I had somebody run and get me a fork so that I could just there was no way I could eat 7 whole cupcakes, right? So I thought I need to do this like they do it on all those cooking shows or baking shows. I'm just going to take a bite of each. So I ended up actually taking 2 bites of each just so I could make sure, get a good picture of what every cupcake was. But there was a definite clear-cut winner of the cupcake competition. And I can't say here who it was because I don't know that the winner has been told yet who they are, but it was a super cute cupcake. It tasted good. It was very light and moist and everything a cupcake should be. So I actually did eat that whole cupcake. After I had tried all the cupcakes and scored them, I went back and set that cupcake off to the side. And I said, okay, because my students were begging me. They're like, "Please, can we have the other cupcakes?" So I said, all right. So they went and got me a plastic knife from the cafeteria. And I tried to, how hard it is to divvy up cupcakes with 20 kids. I mean, when you have 5, 6 other cupcakes to divvy up, it's really hard to cut those into even pieces. So, but that's what we did. And some of them had jelly beans on top and some of them had Peeps on top. And so, yeah, they went nuts over that. But it was really fun. I've never been a cupcake judge before. So now I can add that to my resume, cupcake judge. So if any of you have any cupcake contests, please let me know. I'm more than happy to offer my services as long as they're good cupcakes. And by the way, German chocolate cake is my favorite cake. So if you have German chocolate cake cupcakes, yeah, send them my way. So I love those. All right. So let's see what else we have going on here. So Reese has really fond memories of his home ec teacher in high school. Yeah. Isn't that fun? I have really fond memories of a couple of my teachers too. Of course, I'd better say that my fondest memory is of my high school English teacher when I was a freshman in high school, because she was my aunt. So yeah, just in case she watches this show, Aunt Jan, you were my favorite teacher. So everybody always teased me because they're like, "Oh, your aunt's the teacher." Well, Yes, she is. And I pride myself in having good grammar. And when I go to her house on weekends, if I have incorrect grammar, oh, she will call me out on it. And my mom was actually a journalist for the newspaper. And so between my mom and my aunt, there was no forgiveness if you didn't use correct grammar. So I'm just going to put that out there. Make sure you have standards. Good grammar is very, very, I would say very, very important. So, especially now that I teach English too, I would say that. Hello, it's me. Asks a great question. Do you like to fish? It's not my favorite thing. I mean, I have fished. So when I lived in Indiana, I actually lived in a subdivision that had some retention ponds, and they always put fish in the retention ponds to make it seem more natural, I guess. And my kids, when my girls were little, like little, I would say, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. One of my best friends lived in the same subdivision, and she had 2 boys who were the same ages as my girls. And we would take all 4 kids out fishing at these retention ponds. And they mostly had bluegill in there, which was fine. It was fun for the kids. And we would, take, it's going to sound silly, but apparently bluegill really like to eat corn. So we would take just leftovers from our refrigerator, and we'd be like, I'll just stick this on the hook. And we'd stick it on the hook and throw it in. And before we knew it, they're all over there garbaging up the corn on the hook. And so, but we would do catch and release, just catch them and throw them back out. But yeah, I haven't really done a lot of fishing. Might have something to do with the fact that when I was about, I want to say 8 years old, my cousin, who was 6 months younger than me, she still is 6 months younger than me. My cousin, we were at her grandparents' cottage. They had a cottage on a lake in Indiana, and she had a fishing pole. Not even like a fishing rod, but it was a pole that she'd gotten out of. They had like a rowboat sitting there on their beach. And she grabbed this fishing pole out of the rowboat, and it had a hook on it. And so she just starts swinging it around like this. And this hook just goes whoosh, right into the arch of my foot. And I screamed bloody murder because, I'd just been hooked in the arch of my foot, and it didn't really feel good. And of course, my parents, my aunt and uncle, her parents come running out of the cottage, and they're like, what's going on? And I'm like, I got a hook in my foot. It hurt so bad. And so they had to get it out. I mean, of course, those hooks have barbs on them. And I don't know, whatever. I don't even remember if we washed it off with anything. Probably not. Back then, we probably just said, okay, well, take the hooks out. We're good. Go dip my foot in some lake water or something. I mean, I'm still here. So, but maybe that's why I'm not so big into fishing. I don't know. Maybe I'm traumatized by fish hooks. Not sure. Let's see. One cannot shoot fish. That's true. Let's see. Boogie Nights. Have I also wanted to be a teacher? Well, I mean, yes, that's why I went to school. So I had to want to be a teacher a little bit. I actually did not want to be a teacher until I had kids. And so I haven't been teaching as long as other people my age, just because when I had my oldest daughter, I started reading to her, and when I started seeing her recognize those stories, and she was about 6 months old, and she really started to, you could tell she was taking it all in and absorbing it. And I thought, this is kind of cool. And I was reading to her and teaching her to read, and then reading to my other daughter and teaching her to read. And I thought, this is so rewarding to do this with my own kids. So I'm just wondering, if I enjoy doing this with my kids, will I enjoy doing it with other people's kids? And sure enough, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to teach people. And, when you see those light bulbs, when you have those light bulb moments, and those kids, right now I'm teaching my 6th graders algebra. They've never done algebra before. And we're learning about combining like terms and simplifying expressions and solving equations with, one variable. And seeing them get it and be able to work those things out on their own, it's very rewarding when you start calling on people and they have the answers and they're getting it. And that's just really, really cool feeling to have. So that's actually part of the reason why I've thought I really want to be a firearms instructor, because it's so much fun to teach people. And I would love to be able to teach people how to be safe with firearms. I would love to teach people how to enjoy using their firearms, and just promote the whole atmosphere of all of that. And so, yeah, it just kind of seems to go hand in hand with everything I've done so far. And I'm just ready to take that one step further and, do the firearms instruction too. So, good question. Let's see. Roll. I'm trying to see here. Roland. Yeah, I noticed you said you're diabetic. That I can't even imagine. Ugh, that sucks. That sucks for you. And to have all of that stuff, because we don't even realize sugar is in so many of our foods, and to have that much stuff off limits to you, just, ugh. And unfortunately, I like my Diet Coke. I have at least one Diet Coke a day, trying not to have more than one, but sometimes my one Diet Coke is, sizable. So, yeah, I don't know. That has to be really, really tough. Let's see here. Tell Aunt Jan to come to Boston if she wants to hear some interesting grammar. Oh, I'm sure. She would probably have a heyday in Boston. And actually, she was just messaging with me today and asking me how teaching was going and stuff. And, she loves that, as she's now a retired teacher, but she loves knowing that her niece is now a teacher. And so she likes to check in with me every once in a while. So I'm sure she would love to come to Boston and hear some of the colorful ways that people say things. Let's see. You can tune a piano, but not a fish. Yes, true. Okay. I strike you as a fisherwoman? What about me? What about me strikes you as a fisherwoman? I don't know. That's interesting. That's actually one thing. I'm a singer. I love to sing. I play piano. I play the oboe and the saxophone. So I'm a very musical person. Not super athletic. Like when it comes to ball sports, don't try to throw a ball at my head or my face, because I will duck. I will not catch it. I will get out of its way. The only ball sports I've ever enjoyed are bowling and golf. And if it's volleyball or anything like that, forget it. I like to watch baseball, but if I go to a live baseball game, I have to make sure I'm sitting next to somebody that can catch a ball that might come toward my face, because I will not catch it. So yeah, I'm not athletic. I do like to rock climb and ice climb, so that's kind of athletic. I actually took ballet for 14 years as a kid, and a lot of kids my age said that's not athletic, but I would beg to differ. That is athletic. do require some athleticism to do that too. So, um, good thing your cousin is still younger than you the whole time. Worth thing is a bitch. Yes, I know. And my cousin, I'm happy to say, my cousin is also a gun person. She loves to shoot guns, and her favorite gun, she's got a Walther that she uses for her carry gun, and so we talk about that. Her sons actually compete. Their kids are still in school. They're both under 18, but they both are competitive shooters too, and so it kind of runs in the family, I guess. So it's pretty cool. Yes, those light bulb moments. Exactly. I agree, Affordable Armory. Any of your family members shoot with you and your husband, Michael? So yes, all of them. So my husband has a son, and I have my 2 daughters, and yeah, all 5 of us will shoot. In fact, we're all 5 going shooting this weekend for a little family day trip. So yeah, we all shoot to a little bit different degrees of enjoyment. My youngest daughter shoots. She's not as into it as the rest of us are. My older daughter loves to shoot because she's very competitive with herself. So she's always trying to beat her last shot, become more accurate every time. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, my parents have guns. They both carry, and my husband, actually, his family is full of shooters, and my husband actually does archery too. So all kinds of shooting sports in both of our families. So it's really, really cool to have that to be able to talk about at family gatherings. Let's see. Oh, geez, Critter. A password to start up my PC because my 3-year-old son would play games at 3. Your 3-year-old son would play games at 3 a.m.? Wow. Oh my. Kids are so addicted to technology. I have so many students that just cannot keep their computers closed. I tell them all the time, put them under your desk, not even on top of your desk, because if it's on top of their desk, I look out at my class and several of them will have them flipped back open again. They do it. It's habitual. They just don't even realize they're doing it. So kids are so absorbed in computers and phones right now. So it's nice to be able to get them outside and do other things with them, like take them shooting, camping, hiking, all of that stuff. So let's see. Oh, I feel like I need to jump ahead here and get behind my comments. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Roland's phone is dying. He might already be gone because he said his phone was dying and he said good night. So in case he's still here, good night, Roland. Thanks for joining us. South Boston. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Michael. So Michael, I don't understand. What are you trying to say when my wife thought my mother swore at her when my mother asked her to grab a fork? That would have been fun. Oh gosh. Oh, Critter, very cool. You taught yourself to play violin. Oh, okay. And trombone, baritone, trumpet, French horn, and tuba. So you're a brass guy. I learned how to play trombone in college since I was a music major. Of course, at the time I was, surrounded by people that could play all kinds of instruments. And so I thought, I play oboe. So what can be more different than an oboe? Trombone. That would be definitely not anything like an oboe. So that's what I picked up and learned a little bit of. So I could not play one now to save my life, but let's see. Arrows are silent. Yes. Reese, that is actually something that he has talked about, is how quiet it is when you go to an archery range, right? Like it's so much quieter. So I really want to try archery. I think it would be a lot of fun to give that a try sometime. And I don't know, who knows? I mean, maybe I'll get to try that someday. Have to make a little time in my schedule and just get out there and do it, right? Yes, Reese, I agree. They should not have their personal devices in class. What they have is Chromebooks that are supplied by the school. And so that is what a lot of their work gets done on, is their computer. And so they all have a laptop given to them by the school, and they are required to carry it with them and have it available. And being a computer apps teacher also, my kids in my computer apps class definitely have to have their Chromebooks. So, but yeah, it's one of those necessary evils. I miss the day of paper and pencil and just having kids. I still have my kids handwrite a lot of stuff. And actually, I'm working on cursive with my 6th graders right now because a lot of them just needed a refresher on it. And so we actually started cursive writing today. So I said, guys, it's really important that you can still sign your name, that you can read cursive. I mean, you may not like writing in cursive, but at least be able to read it. So, Affordable Armory, you played bass clarinet in high school. So does Kira. That's awesome. My oldest daughter, she played bass clarinet and contrabass clarinet, along with saxophone. So she plays saxophone. That's her main instrument, but she also did bass clarinet and contrabass for concert band. So, let's see here. Critter, you should have tried out for the Army band. Yeah, I actually had thought about doing that myself too. The Oregon Trail game. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I definitely do. Reese, I agree with you that cursive is a lost art. It's unfortunate, honestly, but kids mostly type, and if they're not typing, they just print things. And yeah, cursive is just kind of gone by the wayside, unfortunately. Let's see. Wayne Mail used to shoot compound bow competition years ago. Still bow hunt a lot. Grew up in a long range shooting family. All summer long, it was travel time to next match. I still shoot, just not as much. That's awesome. And I mean, obviously, you enjoy doing it because you still do it. So that's really cool that that's something that you could do with your family. So, oh, cool. Affordable Armory played contrabass in middle school. That's awesome. And it's never too late to learn the saxophone. If you want lessons, I'm sure my daughter could do virtual lessons with you. So there you go. See? All right. So I am going to sign off. It's definitely time for bed. And with the storms rolling in tomorrow, we're going to need to get some sleep. So hopefully everybody stays safe tonight. And I heard that there are blizzards happening. I don't know what's going on with the weather. There are blizzards happening somewhere in the country right now, and there are storms and tornadoes rolling through other parts of the country. It's just crazy. So everybody stay safe. Get sleep tonight, and hopefully tomorrow is quiet and peaceful, and we can all do the things we love doing. So thank you all so much for joining. Make sure you like and subscribe, pass the channel along. And if I don't see you Thursday night on my next live, make sure you tune in to Echoes Reloading Chamber on Monday night. And then I'm going to try to have lives every Tuesday and Thursday. So you can kind of count on those if you want to join in. So anyway, everybody have a great, great week. Email me, jennyj1911@usa.com if you want one of those cups. And I can't wait to talk to you all again soon.